The message from the Galactic Council played across every major communication screen in human space. The voice was cold, emotionless, and final. From this day, humanity is no longer welcome in galactic territory. All borders are closed. All alliances are ended. All contact is forbidden. No reason. No explanation. Just a simple order that stretched across the galaxy like a dark storm. Commander Rian Hale, head of Earth's defense network, watched the message with a still face. His officers stood behind him in silence. No one dared to speak. No one understood why the galaxy had turned against humans so suddenly. The council screens went dark. The room felt heavier than before. Rian took a slow breath. So, he said softly, they made their choice. Many expected him to shout, to demand answers, or to threaten retaliation. But Rian Hale was not like other commanders. He was calm, intelligent, and patient. He believed actions always spoke louder than angry words. The officers waited for his command. "What do we do now, sir?" one asked. Rian turned toward the giant window. Earth floated in the distance, blue, bright, full of life. But now, cut off from the galaxy. He finally answered, "We disappear." The officers were confused. "Sir? You mean hide?" "No," Rian said. "We stop showing the galaxy who we are. Let them think we are weak. Let them think we are defeated. And in the silence, we build." Within a single week, Earth changed. All long-range signals were shut down. All human ships were recalled from alien space. Every communication route that once connected humanity to the galaxy went dark. To the outside world, it looked like Earth had closed its eyes. Alien governments laughed at first. Some said humans were running away. Others believed humanity could no longer survive on its own. But then, strange things began to happen. Deep scanners picked up massive energy spikes from somewhere near the edge of the solar system. But the readings were always faint, almost like something was hiding itself. A small exploration ship belonging to the Mrax Empire reported seeing a huge shadow behind Neptune. The ship's captain sent a frantic message. "Something is there, something big, and it's not responding to hails." The message ended. The ship was never found. Most galactic species ignored these warnings. "Humans are too weak to build anything dangerous," they said. They had no idea how wrong they were. Commander Rian Hale stood inside Station Vale 1, a massive construction site hidden behind a cloak field. Thousands of engineers, soldiers, and AI drones moved through the shadows, working on something the galaxy had never seen before. On the central platform, a huge metallic structure floated silently. It was shaped like a spearhead, smooth and dark, covered in armor that absorbed light instead of reflecting it. This was the beginning of the Hidden Empire. A new human fleet built in silence. Forged in secret. Powered by technology humanity never shared with the galaxy. Rian walked across the command bridge as technicians reported progress. Cloak field stable. Energy cores charging. Outer hull complete. Void engines ready for testing. He nodded. Good. The galaxy must not detect anything. Behind him, the AI overseeing the project, Argus, spoke in a calm digital voice. "Commander, we have detected 3 alien probes near the dark zone. Should we remove them?" "No," Rian said. "Let them look. They will see nothing." The cloak field shimmered. Within seconds, the massive structure vanished completely. Only darkness remained. Far away, across several systems, alien observers stared in confusion at their screen readings. "Did you see that?" one analyst asked. "The energy spike is gone." "What was it?" "No idea, but it looked human." "Impossible," their captain said. "Humans don't have such technology." But inside he felt something he had never felt about humans before: fear. Back at Station Vale 1, Rian watched Earth from a holoscreen. The planet looked peaceful, but he knew peace never lasted long in the galaxy. His second-in-command, Lieutenant Mara Vex, stepped beside him. "Do you think the galaxy will attack us?" she asked. Rian's eyes narrowed. "If they do, they will meet a new humanity. Not the one they tried to shut out." "What if they discover the project?" she said. "They won't," Rian replied. "And even if they do, it will be too late." The dark structure behind them hummed with growing power. Argus spoke again. "Project Vale Phase 1 complete. Awaiting your final order." Rian placed his hand on the console. His voice was calm. Firm. Cool. "Begin Phase 2. Expand construction to all dark zones. No one must know what we build." Alarms flashed silently, visual only. Hundreds of hidden stations activated across the solar system. Earth went darker. The shadows grew deeper. And humanity began shaping something far greater than anyone expected. The galaxy closed its doors to humans. But humanity was now building a new door. One they would open on their own terms. The activation of Earth's hidden network spread quietly through the dark corners of the solar system. No sound. No grand announcement. No bright energy flashes that could alert alien scanners. Everything happened in silence. Commander Rian Hale watched as one by one, dozens of secret construction stations came online. Each one lit up on his private holoscreen like tiny sparks forming a new constellation. Station Vale 2. Station Vale 3. Station Vale 4. All of them running under cloak fields, invisible to any outside observer. Lieutenant Mara Vex walked beside him, holding a data pad. Commander, hidden stations around Jupiter are ready. Dark Zone teams near Saturn report full readiness. And the Pluto outpost is online as well. Rian nodded. Good. Everything is moving faster than expected. Mara looked at him with curiosity. Sir, do you ever think the Galactic Council will question our silence? It's been 2 months since they banned us. Rian gave a thin smile. Let them think we are wounded. Let them believe we accepted our punishment. He turned back to the holoscreen. The new human fleet design rotated slowly, showing its dark hull and sharp edges. We are not wounded, Mara. We are preparing. Meanwhile in the galaxy, far from Earth, inside the Grand Hall of the Galactic Council, the alien leaders gathered again. The hall was enormous, filled with tall silver pillars and floating platforms where diplomats from hundreds of worlds stood. At the center, Counselor Jortal of the Vrax Dominion slammed a metal fist on his podium. Humans have gone silent for too long, he growled. This is unnatural. Counselor Luanes, a thin blue-skinned scholar, shook her head. Perhaps they accepted our decision. Humans know their place now. No, Jortal replied. Humans never accept. They adapt. The hall murmured. Several reports were brought forward. Strange sensor glitches near the Sol system, energy readings that vanished too quickly, missing scout ships. But each time the council dismissed it. Human technology is primitive. They cannot build something dangerous alone. They are isolated. Let them fade. Only a few felt uneasy. And they were right to be. Back in human space, Station Vale 7, hidden behind the orbit of Neptune, was the largest secret facility. It stretched for miles, a dark industrial city floating in the void. Inside, thousands of engineers in armored suits worked on something massive. The first human dread platform, a mobile base bigger than any capital ship ever built by humans. Rian arrived at Vale 7 personally. As he stepped out of his shuttle, the entire facility seemed to hum with controlled power. Chief Engineer Kaito Ren greeted him with a smile. Commander, you're just in time. We are ready to test the void engines. Rian raised a brow. Already? Yes, Kaito said proudly. We improved the design. The ship will travel through dark space without leaving a trace on any scanner. Mara stared at the structure ahead. What do we call it? Rian placed his hand on the cold black metal of the ship. We call it Umbra 1. The name meant shadow. And the shadow was growing. A dangerous encounter. 3 days later, a Mrax Empire patrol ship drifted too close to the outer edge of human space. Its captain, a tall red-scaled warrior named Serac, peered at his screen. Strange, he muttered. The region ahead is completely silent. No light. No radiation. Nothing. His second officer frowned. Captain's scanners detect something. A shape maybe? But the system cannot lock onto it. Move closer, Serac ordered. They inched forward. The darkness grew thicker. Suddenly, all lights inside their ship flickered. A cold vibration passed through the hull. What is happening? One crew member shouted. Before anyone could respond, a message appeared on their screen. No source. No signal. Just text. Turn back. Serac froze. Who sent that? Then the darkness outside shifted. For a moment, the alien crew saw the outline of a gigantic black structure, silent, sharp, and towering over their ship. Then it vanished again. Serac did not hesitate. Retreat. Now. Their ship sped away in panic. But one thing was clear. Something was hiding in human space. Something massive. Something alive. The first whisper. At Station Vale 1, Rian Hale stood with Lieutenant Mara and listened to Argus, the AI. Commander, Argus reported, an alien patrol detected the presence of Umbra 1. They fled. Mara looked uneasy. Should we destroy their ship? They might warn the galaxy. Rian shook his head. No. Let them warn the galaxy. Mara stared at him. Sir? Rian walked toward the observation window, watching Earth glow softly in the distance. Fear is a powerful weapon, he said. We don't need to attack. We only need them to imagine what we might be building. Then what is our next move? Mara asked. Rian turned sharply. Expand the hidden empire. Build the second Dread platform. Prepare Dark Gate networks. We move to Phase 3. Argus' digital eyes glowed. Understood. Across the solar system, hidden human stations activated once more. More engines hummed. More shadows grew larger. More secrets were forged in silence. The galaxy thought humanity was quiet. But in the darkness, a new power was rising. A silent empire. A hidden empire. And soon, the galaxy would feel its presence. The galaxy was changing, and no one understood why. Reports were spreading, quietly at first, then louder, then like wildfire. A whisper here, a rumor there, always starting with the same strange phrase. There is something in human space. Alien captains, traders, explorers, and even smugglers all had stories. Stories that sounded impossible. A ship disappearing behind Neptune. A dark wall blocking scanners. A giant shadow that moved like a living thing. A silent message telling intruders to turn back. But every time a report reached the Galactic Council, they dismissed it. Human tricks. Sensor errors. Fear stories. The Council believed humans were weak. They believed humans were alone. They believed humans were finished. They were wrong. In the outer human zone. Deep beyond Saturn's orbit, an old mining region lay abandoned. For years, alien scavengers used to travel there hoping to find leftover human materials. But not anymore. Something had changed. A small scavenger ship belonging to the Reen species drifted silently toward the mining fields. The pilot, a nervous and thin alien named Leko, had made this trip 100 times. But today felt different. He checked his scanners again. Strange, no readings. No metal. No minerals. Nothing. His partner, Kashish, shrugged. Maybe humans took everything before hiding. Maybe, Leko whispered, but his voice trembled. Their ship moved deeper into the dark zone. At first, everything was normal. Then suddenly the lights dimmed. The air inside the ship grew cold. What is happening? Kashi asked, her hands shaking. A shadow slid across their cockpit window. Not a shape. Not a creature. But something bigger like a moving wall. Kashi, Leko whispered, that is not rock. Then a soft voice echoed on their comms. Come. Human. No source. Leave now. The ship violently turned itself around. The engines fired at full power without the pilot touching anything. They fled. The moment they escaped the zone, their controls returned to normal. Neither of them spoke for several minutes. Finally, Kashi whispered, the humans are building something. Leko stared ahead, pale and shaking. Yes, and they do not want anyone to see it. At Station Vale 5. Commander Rian Hale stood inside one of the largest control rooms of the Hidden Empire. Holographic maps glowed in the air, showing dark routes, hidden gates, and cloaked construction areas. Lieutenant Mara Vex entered quickly. Sir, we have new reports. More alien scavengers saw something near the dark zone. Rian took the datapad without speaking. Mara continued, should we hide more? Reduce activity? Block their signals? Rian shook his head slowly. No. Let them see shadows. Let them feel something is there. That fear will protect us more than any weapon. Mara frowned. What if the Council sends a full military fleet? Rian looked at the massive rotating structure of Umbra 1 on the holoscreen. Then, he said calmly, we will show them what humans became. Argus, the AI, appeared as a shimmering blue figure beside them. Commander, it reported, construction for Umbra 2 has begun in the Neptune zone. The dark energy reactors are stable. Cloak fields are improving. And the Dark Gate project? Rian asked. Near completion, Argus replied. Soon we will be able to move across human space without detection. Rian nodded with satisfaction. Good. The Hidden Empire must grow faster. Inside the Galactic Council. The council members gathered for another emergency session. The room buzzed with nervous voices. We lost 3 more patrol ships near human borders. Sensor data is corrupted. Something large is in that region. No one comes back with a clear report. Counselor Luanis tried to calm them. There is no proof humans are building anything. These are only rumors. Jortel slammed his fist again. Rumors do not erase ships. Another counselor spoke, trembling slightly. Should we confront Earth? Demand answers. No, Luani said sharply. Approaching them now could provoke a war. Jortal growled, maybe there is already a war happening, in the shadows. The room went silent. For the first time the Galactic Council was afraid of humans. The Ghost Fleet sightings. Weeks passed. The rumors grew stronger. A merchant ship claimed to see a black triangular vessel move without using engines. A pirate captain swore he saw a massive ship, but when he blinked, it vanished. A science vessel detected dark energy waves, far beyond human technology level. People began calling it the Ghost Empire, the Silent Fleet, the Hidden Humans. Every name carried fear. Inside Earth Command, Rian Hale stood before a massive hologram showing hundreds of dark human ships, still under construction. Mara approached him quietly. Sir, the galaxy is starting to fear us. That was expected, Rian replied. But, is that what we want? She asked. Rian turned to her. His expression was calm, but his eyes were cold. No, Mara. We do not want fear. But we want survival. And survival requires strength. He pointed at the hologram. Look at what they did. They cut us out of their galaxy. They left us alone. They forgot we have minds. They forgot we can build. They forgot what humans become under pressure. Mara lowered her head. And now? Rian looked into the deep darkness beyond the solar system. Now, he said softly, we remind them. The secret weapon. Argus spoke again. Commander, Project Eclipse is ready for testing. Rian's eyes narrowed. Finally. Mara looked confused. Eclipse? What is that? Rian smiled slightly. A rare smile. A dangerous smile. You will see, he said. Behind them, in a hidden construction zone near Pluto, a new structure powered up. Its energy signature was so faint no alien scanner in the galaxy could detect it. A weapon. A shield? A new kind of ship? No one knew. Except Rian. And he planned to reveal it when the galaxy least expected. The hidden empire was no longer a rumor. No longer a shadow. It was becoming real, powerful, quiet, unstoppable. And the galaxy had no idea what was coming. The galaxy had grown uncomfortable with silence. Ships vanished. Scanners failed. Rumors of human shadows spread like fire. The Galactic Council could no longer ignore it. At the center of the council chamber, Counselor Jortal motioned for silence. His deep voice echoed across the hall. We must investigate human space, he said. Now, before the shadows grow stronger. Some council members nodded. Others looked frightened. One patrol group, Luani suggested nervously. Only one. Just to observe. But Jortal shook his head. One ship is not enough. Humans are hiding something big. We need strength. He activated a display showing a fleet of 20 light cruisers. This group will enter human borders, he said. They will discover what humans hide. And they will return with answers. Around the chamber no one questioned him. The decision was made. The fleet would launch at dawn. The fleet enters the dark. The 20 cruisers approached the border of human space. Their engines glowed bright, pushing them forward with confidence. Captain Rirak, leader of the fleet, grinned. Humans think they can scare the galaxy. Let's show them they are still small. His officers laughed. But as their fleet crossed the invisible line into human territory, something strange happened. The stars dimmed. Communication signals grew static. And their scanners became foggy, almost blind. Captain, one officer called, I'm losing readings. Adjust the sensors, Rirak ordered. I did, sir. Nothing changes. A cold feeling spread through the ship. The darkness around them felt too quiet. Too empty. Too wrong. Inside Station Vale, 7. Commander Rian Hale stood before the observation window as Argus appeared beside him. Commander, Argus said, a fleet of 20 alien cruisers has entered our border. Mara Vex looked up sharply. 20? That is not a scout group. That is a test. Rian nodded calmly. They are afraid now. They want to know what we have. What should we do, sir? Mara asked. Rian spoke slowly. We send Umbra 1. Argus's hollow body flickered. Umbra 1 is fully operational and ready for deployment. Rian turned toward the giant display showing the massive dread platform. Release it, he said. The birth of the shadow giant. From behind Neptune, the void slowly opened. Not like a wormhole. Not like a portal. It opened like a silent wound in space. The surface of darkness rippled, and from inside it, a shape emerged. Massive. Silent. Black as the deepest night. Umbra 1, the first dread platform of the hidden empire, slid forward like a living shadow. It had no glowing engines, no flashing lights, no obvious weapons. It simply existed, far darker than the space around it. It moved without sound or signature, as if the universe itself carried it. Mara watched from the command room, whispering, "It looks like a ghost." Rian replied, "It is meant to. The alien fleet sees it." Back at the alien fleet, Captain Rirak stood frozen. What is that?" he whispered. His officers stared as a massive shadow drifted across their screens. It moved without emitting heat, without using thrusters. It just slid closer. "Is it a planet?" one officer asked. "No," another said, voice shaking. "It's a ship." Rirak swallowed hard. "No. This is impossible. Humans cannot build this." But Umbra 1 continued moving, enormous and silent, blocking out the stars as it passed. Their scanners showed nothing. Not metal. Not energy. Not life. Just a void. Rirak's hands shook. "Open comms. We demand identification." No response. "Try again." Static. Then. A voice. "Cold. Come. Human. You have entered forbidden space." The voice echoed across every ship in the alien fleet. "Turn back." The fleet panics. Panic spread through the alien cruisers. "Captain, our engines are weakening." "Sir. Something is draining our power. We can't lock weapons on it, there is no mass reading. Our shields are failing." Rirak stared at the screen. Umbra 1 had not fired a single shot. It simply existed, and their ships were collapsing around it. The ancient fear of the unknown ran through every alien heart. "Retreat!" Rirak shouted. "All ships retreat now." They tried. But the darkness moved again. This time, it blocked their path. Umbra 1 had repositioned without any detectable movement. It was everywhere and nowhere at once. Rirak felt his chest tighten. How can something that big move without a trace? Then the voice returned. "This is your only warning." A shockwave of dark energy pulsed from Umbra 1. It did not destroy. It did not kill. But it froze every alien engine instantly. The fleet drifted helplessly. In complete silence. Leave human space and never return. And then, the engines restarted. The alien ships were free. Rirak didn't question it. "Go," he screamed. "Go before it changes its mind." The entire fleet turned and fled at maximum speed. Not a single ship looked back. Inside human command, Mara turned to Rian, shocked. "Sir, Umbra 1 could have destroyed them. Why let them leave?" Rian stared at the dark shape on the hollow map. "Because the galaxy needed to learn something today," he said softly. Mara frowned. "Learn what?" Rian's eyes were cold. "That the humans they forced into silence did not stay silent." He stepped toward the observation window. "They will know now. They will fear now. And they will start asking questions." He looked at the growing fleet of hidden human ships. "And soon, they will receive the answers." The galaxy now had proof. Humanity was no longer weak. No longer isolated. No longer quiet. A shadow empire was rising. And the galaxy had awakened too late. The night wardens moved deeper into the broken hallway, their boots echoing softly against the metal floor. The ship felt colder now. The air tasted thin, almost sharp, as if something old and dangerous had awakened. Commander Hale turned his helmet lights to maximum. The beam stretched far, but the darkness still swallowed most of it. It was not normal darkness. It felt heavy, like it was pressing back. "Stay close," Hale ordered quietly. Behind him, Zara and Cade followed, weapons ready. No one spoke. No one even breathed loudly. Every sound felt like it could wake something worse. They reached the large blast door that led to the core chamber, the center of the alien ship. Hale placed his hand on the console. The console flickered, then glitched, then powered down again. "It's dead," Zara whispered. "No," Hale replied. "It's resisting." That was not something consoles did. But this ship was not normal. Cade crouched beside the panel. "We can override, sir. But I think something on the other side already knows we're here." Hale didn't ask how. He already felt it too. A presence. Watching. Waiting. Listening. "Do it," he said. Cade nodded and connected his tool. Sparks flashed. The console fought back, sending short electric bursts, like the ship itself was alive. Finally, with a loud metallic groan, the blast door split open just a few inches. Cold air rushed through the gap. And then, a whisper. Not a sound. Not a voice. A feeling. "You should not be here." Zara froze. "Commander, did you hear that?" "Yes," he replied. "Weapons up." The blast door widened slowly. The core chamber revealed itself, round, massive, glowing with faint blue light. In the center stood a tall structure pulsing like a heartbeat. Not a machine, and not alive, something in between. On the walls, strange patterns covered the metal. They glowed softly, like thousands of tiny eyes watching. Cade stepped forward. "Sir, I think this is not a reactor. This is their memory vault." Zara frowned. "Memory? Of what?" Cade swallowed hard. "Of their last war." Hale's heartbeat quickened. "Explain." Cade pointed at the glowing patterns. "These symbols, they shift. They're showing a story. Look." The symbols rearranged, forming shapes. Ships. Battles. Explosion after explosion. A galaxy burning. Zara stepped closer, her eyes wide. "These aliens, they fought someone powerful. Someone impossible." Cade shook his head. "No, they didn't fight them. They ran." Hale felt the cold deepen. "From who?" Cade touched the final glowing symbol. It reshaped itself into a single terrifying form. Tall, sharp, monstrous. A shadow with too many limbs. "Sir," Cade whispered, "this is not a species we know." Zara's hands shook slightly, but she kept her weapon steady. "If this thing attacked them, maybe it destroyed the ship." "No," Hale murmured. "If that creature attacked, there would be bodies. Wreckage. Signs of fighting. But this ship is too clean." "Clean?" Zara asked. "What do you mean?" Hale turned slowly toward them. "They didn't die here. They vanished." A silence heavier than metal filled the chamber. Then the core pulsed again. A new image formed. A star map. Their galaxy, but not as they knew it. Cade gasped. "This map is wrong. Systems missing. Entire sectors gone." Zara stepped closer. "Sir, what happened to them?" Hale stared at the glowing map. "They were erased." Cade looked terrified. "By what?" Before Hale could answer, the core chamber lights flickered violently. The temperature dropped again. Frost formed on the walls. Zara raised her rifle. "Something's coming." The whisper returned, stronger this time. "Leave. Before it finds you." Hale held his breath. "Who is it?" he asked the darkness. No answer. Only the deep vibrating hum of the core, as if it were afraid. Then alarms exploded through the chamber. Red lights flashed. Cade checked his scanner. His face turned pale. "Sir, a foreign signal just locked onto our position." Hale stepped forward quickly. "From where?" Cade swallowed. "Not from this ship." Zara's voice trembled. "Then from what?" Cade's scanner beeped again, louder, faster. "From inside the void outside the hull. Something is materializing." Hale didn't waste a second. "Night wardens. Fall back now." They turned toward the blast door, but it slammed shut with a deafening crash. Zara ran to it and tried pulling. "Locked." The whisper came again, but this time it trembled. "It is awake." The core brightened suddenly, casting long, shaking shadows across the chamber. A new sound echoed through the ship. A scraping. A dragging. Like claws pulled across metal. Slow. Patient. Knowing. Hale lifted his weapon. "Prepare to engage." Cade whispered, "Sir. This ship wasn't a grave." Hale nodded, eyes fixed on the darkness ahead. It was a warning. And whatever the warning was about, had just arrived. The core chamber shook as the dragging sound grew louder. The night wardens stood in a tight formation, weapons raised, eyes locked on the shadows beyond the trembling light. Every heartbeat felt like a countdown. Commander Hale kept his voice steady, even though the cold in the air felt unnatural, like it came from something older than the ship itself. "Watch the perimeter," he ordered quietly. Zara scanned the far side of the chamber. "Sir. The shadows are moving on their own." She was right. The darkness did not behave like normal darkness. It twisted, stretched, and took shape like living smoke. Cade checked his scanner again. "This is impossible. My device is broken. It says the object outside is both here and not here." Hale didn't look away from the shadows. "It's not broken. Whatever is coming, reality itself doesn't want it." The dragging sound stopped. A silence so sharp it felt like the whole ship was holding its breath filled the chamber. Then, a low, deep rumble echoed through the metal floor. Not like a roar. Not like a voice. More like something massive shifting inside another dimension. A ripple passed through the shadows. Zara moved closer to Hale. "Commander, is that thing alive?" Hale shook his head slowly. I don't think it's alive the way we understand life. The core pulsed again, brightening. This time, the glowing patterns on the walls moved faster, like warnings written in a language of light. Cade pointed. Sir, look, the symbols show the same creature. Many of them. Whole fleets running away. Systems collapsing. Zara swallowed. So this thing hunted them? No, Hale said quietly. It consumed them. The chamber lights flickered and then went out entirely. Darkness swallowed everything. Only the core remained glowing, pale blue, shaking. A faint outline appeared in the dark. Tall. Wrong. Like it didn't fit in three-dimensional space. Zara raised her weapon. Target sighted, front. Hale lifted his rifle. Hold fire. The outline shifted again, stretching wide, then snapping back like elastic reality. The whisper returned, louder than before, echoing inside their minds. It does not follow light, it follows fear. Zara froze. Sir, how do we not fear this? Hale answered without hesitation. You don't stop feeling fear. You control it. But even he felt his breath shaking. The shape moved again, closer. It had no face, no eyes, no form that stayed the same for more than a second. It was a living shadow that flickered like it belonged somewhere else entirely. Cade whispered, Why is it here? Why now? Hale understood. It sensed the core waking. It sensed us. It hunts anything that tries to remember the past. The creature stretched taller, almost touching the chamber ceiling. Metal creaked beneath its presence. And then, it leaned forward. Not walking. Just appearing closer. Zara panicked. Sir, it's inside my HUD. It's interfering. Her visor filled with static, her heart rate spiking. Hale grabbed her shoulder. Stay with me. The core brightened again, almost like it was fighting to protect them. The light pushed back the shadow slightly, only slightly but enough. For the first time the creature reacted. It recoiled, twisting violently as if the light hurt it. Cade's eyes widened. Commander. The light. It can't stand the core. Hale made a quick decision. We use that. Stay in the core's light. But the core flickered, weak and unstable. It won't last long, Cade warned. The creature began pushing forward again, slower now but unstoppable. Reality warped around it, walls bending, shadows stretching, air freezing. Zara stepped beside Hale. Sir, if the core dies, what happens? Hale answered grimly. Then we die. The creature lunged, and the core exploded with light. White-blue energy filled the chamber. The creature shrieked, not with sound but by warping the air so violently their helmets vibrated. Its form collapsed inward, folding like a collapsing star. Then, it vanished. The chamber fell silent again. Only the soft hum of the core remained. Zara breathed out shakily. Is it dead? Cade shook his head. No. It was pushed back. Sent away. But not killed. Hale lowered his weapon. Then we need to leave. Now. He moved to the console near the blast door. With the core active, the door finally unlocked and slid open. The hallway outside flickered with emergency lights. Cade hesitated. Sir, if that creature returns, if it can jump between dimensions, what if it follows us? Hale looked back at the core one last time. We won't let it. Zara frowned. How? Hale's voice became cold and determined. By destroying this ship before it calls the creature again. Cade stared at him. Sir, that will trigger a massive explosion. Hale nodded. Exactly. Zara took a deep breath. Then let's finish this. The three night wardens stepped into the hallway, weapons ready, the core's fading light behind them. The creature was gone. But its presence lingered like a cold stain. And Hale knew one thing with absolute certainty. It would come back. But next time, humanity would be ready.